Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Devil's Den. It has been a while since I've done another one of these videos, but we are back. And there's a couple of things I kind of wanted to talk about. One being the Rangers-Canes series. Congrats to the Rangers for winning their series in 6 games. The Rangers are moving on to the second round, the Eastern Conference Final against the Florida Panthers. What an absolute series. So I want to talk about the Rangers-Canes series, Curtis MacDermid being re-signed as a Devil, as well as the new coaching situation for the Devils moving forward, because I know that we're still sort of in the hunt for finding a new coach. Hasn't been a whole lot of news on the Devils front, but like I said, I wanted to talk Rangers-Canes series, MacDermid being re-signed, and the new coaching situation for the Devils. Before I start that, again, welcome back to Devil's Den. Like I said, it has been a while since I made one of these videos. If you're new, please be sure to like the video and subscribe, as we are a growing channel. And I'm kind of want to see if we can try to hit, I'd probably say 90 subs before the next season starts. So that's going to be our goal for now, is 90 subs. If we can get to 100 before October, even better. We got plenty of time to do that. So let's jump into this. First and foremost, Canes Rangers series. Can we all agree that that was probably the most exciting series so far in the playoffs? Both teams played really freaking well. Rangers were super close to a choke. You guys know, I hate the Rangers. I can't stand them. But you know what? Credit where credit is due. Congrats to the Rangers. They take the Canes in 6. I think I said Rangers in 7. So I was off by 1 game. But doesn't matter. Congrats to the Rangers for making it to the Eastern Conference Final. I am trying not to throw up as I say that. But yeah, what a great series. Shesterkin, I'm sorry, has my vote for Conn Smythe if they win the Cup. Guy played on his head for like nearly that entire series. Was really hung out to dry a bunch of times by his defense. Looking at you, Jacob Trouba. But yeah, no, and Canes. If you're a Canes fan, you have absolutely no reason to be upset with this series, okay? I understand it's not the result that you guys were looking for. Going out in the second round for what feels like, again, must really suck, but you guys have absolutely no reason to be upset with this series. It was a really hard-fought, well-played series, and there was not a single game in which the Canes were not up the Rangers' ass the entire series. Every game was close. You had a bunch of games go to overtime. Yeah, in my opinion, probably the playoff series for this year. It was a great series. Well done, Rangers. Florida, kick their asses, please. I need help, please. Next up, so Curtis MacDermid gets signed to I believe it was a 3-year deal, averaging about $1 to $1.2 million a year. I'm going to be honest. I like this. I like this re-signing for 2 reasons. The obvious is, 1, we wanted grit on our team. We wanted someone who could hit, who could lay a body, who could be a deterrent for guys like Rempe, could be a deterrent for people on teams like Philadelphia, which definitely are physical teams. I like MacDermid for that reason. But he's not just a physical deterrent. The guy is hard on the puck, and the guy plays really, really well with the rest of the squad. Curtis MacDermid has talked about in interviews how he loves being a part of the New Jersey chemistry. He really likes his teammates. The teammates, guys like Keefe, stand-up captain. Are we good up there? And yeah, you've got guys like Keefe saying how much he enjoys playing with MacDermid. You've had other guys on the team saying how much he adds to the chemistry in the room. So I like this signing because not only is it a nice physical deterrent, he plays hard on the puck. I know the length. I know a lot of people were a little concerned about the length of his contracts for it being 3 years for basically a physical guy. I get that, but he's only taking up like $1 to $1.2 million on the salary cap. If you need to move him, then you move him. It's not a big deal. If you want to let him walk after the 3 years, that's fine too. If you want to add him for a trade package in the future, you can do that. Again, a lot of people are concerned about the length because they're concerned about the fact that he was giving, it's $3 million contract I don't think that's a big deal. I really don't think it's a big deal. Right? These contracts are not the end of the world. I would be more concerned with guys like Andre Palat's contract that is a lot harder to move because you're having to potentially ship out $20 million onto another team to deal with this contract and take that on. A $1 million cap hit, it's not going to be that big of a deal. But yeah, I like that signing. I think that Curtis MacDermid is a really nice addition to the team, a continued presence on the team, and I feel like he's the kind of guy that at the end of the day could, if Feature's not going to say it, if Hughes not going to say it, if Bratt's not going to say it, if the rest of them is not going to say it, he can turn to these young guys like Luke Hughes, like Nemetz, like them, and be like, all right, guys, let's get on our horses, let's get going, boys. We need to get the job done. It's nice to have that presence in a locker room, and it's not always about the on-ice production, right? It is in a lot of cases, but having a voice in a locker room, which I think MacDermid could probably contribute to, is really great. And again, he's only $1 to $1.2 million. He's not like, this is not a difficult contract to deal with. We can deal with that. It's not a problem. But yeah, MacDermid. I'm fine with this. I'm fine with the extension he got. I'm chill with it. Glad to have him back on board. Next up, coaching. So, New Jersey Devils have obviously joined the hunt for a new head coach as Travis Scott. I'm losing it. Travis Green has been shipped off to the Ottawa Senators. He has taken a head coaching position with the Ottawa Senators. Good luck to him in the future. Hope he does well with Ottawa. We'll kind of see what happens in Ottawa. I don't think it's the best move for Ottawa, but what do I know? In terms of head coaching for New Jersey, we're basically looking at two guys right now. Obviously, we're looking at other prospects, but the two big names that I've heard that New Jersey is pursuing right now is obviously Sheldon Keefe, who was on the Toronto Maple Leafs, who coached them for about, I think it was, 5 or 6 years, 7 years, as well as Jay Woodcraft. If you ask me my opinion on this, I'll be 100% honest with you. I think these guys are going to be good coaches for no, sorry, that's incorrect. I think that they have a real possibility of being good for this team in the short term, but I don't see them being a coach which can lead this team to a cup. I just don't see it. I'll be honest with you. So let's go one by one. So Jay Woodcraft, in his span as a head coach in the NHL, has been essentially 2 seasons. So he was with Edmonton Oilers at the beginning of last season, played, I think it was 12 to 13 games, was head coach for 12 to 13 games for Edmonton. They started out the season 3-9-1 or 3-9-2, I think it was, and he was fired, gone. Before that, he was the head coach for Edmonton the previous year, and they went on like a 50-23 and something record, and they went out in the second round. The year before that, he was also coaching Edmonton Oilers, where they finished second in the Pacific, went to the Western Conference Final, and lost. So, does Woodcraft have the experience to be a playoff coach? Absolutely, no doubt about that. However, he is still extremely new to head coaching, and I think that's a note that should be held in kind of a serious regard, okay? We had Lindy Ruff, who has all of the experience in the world. That's very true. And then we had a really good positive year, and then we had this year, which wasn't so good. Woodcraft, kind of to me, feels the same way, where he has really good positive year, and then an absolute stinker of a year. Versus someone like Sheldon Keefe, where Sheldon Keefe has coached the Toronto Maple Leafs to several first-round playoff losses, as well as a one-year second-round playoff loss. His record with the Leafs is far more consistent if we're just looking at Keefe with the Leafs, and only the Leafs. His record is far more consistent than that of Woodcraft. He is used to coaching young guys. And when I say young guys, I mean like a core of young guys who are trying to develop. He's had that experience working with young guys like Matthews, like Nylander, like Marner, like all of these core young guys. And I think he has a little bit more on the table to offer in terms of a development perspective for New Jersey. He can help develop guys like Keefe, guys like Hughes, guys like Nemitz, guys like Bratt. You have that maturity piece that Keefe can take from his Toronto Maple Leaf years and apply it to the New Jersey Devils. Do I think either of these coaches bring us a cup? No. No, I don't think so. Now, it'll be interesting, especially if Keefe gets hired to be the new New Jersey Devils head coach. It'll be interesting to see what'll happen if Keefe comes on board and it makes it to the second round or the Eastern Conference final with the Devils. It will sort of cast doubt on his tenure as a Leaf coach, because a lot of people have said over the years, why do the Leafs go out in the first round? Is it the players? Is it the staff? Is it the goalies? Is it the forwards? Is it the defense? If Keefe can deliver, and even second round to Eastern Conference final appearance with New Jersey at least 2 or 3 times in his tenure, I feel like he will have been vindicated in his time with Toronto. In terms of these playoff losses weren't on him. What I think is going to happen is I think you're going to hire, I personally would prefer Keefe, as I've sort of made clear. I think they should hire Keefe over Woodcraft. I don't think Woodcraft has the experience, and to him, he feels very 50-50, whereas Keefe feels more consistent to me. And again, I still don't think either of them bring us a cup, even if Keefe is the head coach. I don't think he brings New Jersey a cup. I just don't think. I think what we're going to see is Keefe's going to be that maturity piece. We're going to see New Jersey play under Keefe for at least 2 to 3 years. And then I think what's going to happen is they're going to be like, thank you for the work you've done, but we're going to move in a different direction, and we're going to bring in someone who's going to push them to the next level. The same way that Toronto is getting rid of Keefe, and they've brought in someone like Berube. Keefe is very much laid back, more relaxed, more ready to go, more let's go out there, let's have fun, let's do our best. Whereas now the Leafs are transitioning to someone like Berube, who's going to be like, look here, you little shitheads. You're going to do what I tell you to, or you're not going to play, right? Which New Jersey is not there yet. New Jersey is not there yet in terms of the maturity of the guys on the team. Keefe will be a nice transitional coach. I don't think he brings us a cup. So, that's my 2 cents on everything. Again, Rangers are going to play the Florida Panthers in the Eastern Conference Finals. Go Panthers. We will see who wins the Edmonton-Vancouver game, as Edmonton has pushed a Game 7. Sort of like the Leafs. It's a very Canadian thing, it seems. Although, to be honest, if you look at the playoff series, every single team was either down 3-0 or 3-1 and managed to push like a Game 6 or 7. And now we're here. Carolina was down 3-0. That went to Game 6. They came back 3-2 and lost in Game 6. Boston was down 3-1, managed to make it 3-2, lost in Game 6. Who else was it in the West? Was it Dallas versus Colorado? Dallas was up 3-1. Colorado came back, lost in Game 6. So I'm very interested to see who wins the Edmonton-Vancouver thing. I did say Edmonton in 6. That's obviously not going to happen. But we'll see if my Edmonton prediction is right. So far, I've gotten everything right off of like 1 or 2 games. I said Florida in 6, got the team and the games right. I said Rangers in 7, Rangers won in 6. I said Dallas in 7 against Colorado. It ended up being Dallas in 6. So we'll see what happens with Edmonton and Vancouver. But until next time, I'm going to head out of here, guys. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one.